Hey everybody, welcome down to the bass. I'm going to start calling it the bass lab. I'm always down here working on stuff, but I wanted to show you today real quick a cheap and easy way if you've got the Abu Garcia corks or the foam knobs that, you know, once these get deteriorated, which mine never do, I always end up switching out first, but if these get worn out and messed up, a real quick, cheap and easy, simple solution you do on these, they're pretty easy, is just you get your pliers, and I actually start with up in here by this part. You put your pliers about, we're almost centered, a little bit to the side of it, and then just kind of gently squeeze, and as it tears, some of these are glued more than others, some of them don't take much at all. You can usually just tear this thing right the rest away by hand. You can simply take your X-Acto knife. Of course, my blade's real dull. You can pick these up at Hobby Lobby. See the price, $1.99. You get several of them. If you're not going to change anything on them, just slap them on. You could get the ones already stained, but they're a little slick right out of the package. And the cool thing about these, they don't need any modifications internally. They fit right into the Abu Garcia. So you could actually just, I'm going to show you here to take the foams off and just put just a touch of glue, or you don't even have to glue it, just when you screw that cap down it'll hold it, and you actually have a knob right there. It's going to be slick though, because it's got that, you know, coating of stuff that, so I don't leave them like that. I'll show you what I did. I was going to just, you know, shape them a little bit, sort of how I did this wooden one off a different thing. But I kind of ran into a cool way of, and I've stained this one, of leaving grooves on it, and the feel of this is actually real good. Kind of like the Real Grips were, if you guys remember those. It gives you something to hold on to and leave it bare. Now, when you first sand them down, they'll look something like this, and that's just bare, nothing coated, treated, or anything. And that'll work too. It's a little lighter than the cork. So all I did, and I'd had these from previous works I'd done, these are just a stained wood stain pen. And I used the light. I've got a light and a dark. But I just used the light one. And I'll show you on this one. This one I may leave alone. It's kind of got some where I dug in deep. And I'll put it on one of these so I don't get it all over me. But what I did with this guy to make it look like that is I coated it with this, and then I went and washed it off. And so it kind of stained it a little bit, but not all the way through. And I'm going to put this coat on this one, and I'm going to let it actually dry and just see what it looks like. You can see there, I've got the whole thing coated. And like I mentioned before with that guy, I just, right when I did this, I actually ran up, washed it off with soap and water and a toothbrush. And it dried, and it looks like that. And it actually is not very far. It's almost a cork color, so this one, I may just let it dry like that. Or I may go wash it off. Alright, so I'll show you how I did that, basically what tools I used. I just took a Dremel. A Dremel bit is inside that, you know, the biggest one you'll have that'll fit in your Dremel. Well, you don't have to wrap as much tape, but that's just layers of duct tape wrapped around until one of your new, and you can play a little bit. You want them to fit snug but not too tight. Use this to kind of get it down to the size I wanted, but then once I started grooving it and seeing how that looked, I liked that, and so I left it like that. Also went ahead and colored one of these up with the dark stain pen. And this one was originally one of these, so the ends are already darker. So if you were wanting something, and then the one I just did stained. Now I let it set a lot longer than I did this one. This one I instantly, as soon as I put it on, I went up and washed it right back off with the toothbrush. This one, I let it set for probably 10, 15 minutes, maybe even 20. You can tell it's a darker finish. So I just, which there's pretty much, and that's a finish you'll end up with if you just put it on these, maybe even a little darker because of all the ridges of the light. There's the dark untouched. And for me, now some of you guys may have something on your rods that would match, but that's the dark is too dark for me. The light untouched is almost too dark. It's not bad, but I'm actually going for more of a cork color to match most of the cork on your rods. So I kind of like that. Also, but you know, it's hard to beat $1.99, and you can get a couple, you know, good sets of knobs out of those also. But help me share this channel, guys. Hit that like button down below if you like this video. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. A lot more coming. This is just the early stages. I've only been up and running for about 4 months now, probably. And a lot of videos planned in the future. But like always, guys, thanks for watching.